Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says just gone a quarter to 11 on Sunday night. So I do a video before I go to bed. I'm in the city of the tribe, the land of the hurt and choker, the city where custard is scarce. And it's scarce tonight too, where I was. I'm after eating not too long ago, and I had a couple of pints of Galway hooker. $6.90 for a pint. I didn't realise it was so dear. Or maybe it's not dear. Maybe it's me that thinks it's dear. I had a bit of grub with it. I was here all day, but the people I'm with chose to go on their own today. They wanted to spend their own day walking. So it suited down to the ground. I went visiting a friend I shared with you a couple of months back that a friend of mine had cancer, and he had a big operation and he was on the mend. Everything was going well, but a bit of a setback. Another sort of a lump has developed, and he's for surgery next Wednesday. So I spent a good few hours with him today. It's not an easy time for him, for a young family. I hope everything goes smooth for him. So it was, as I say, things happen for the right reason. So it was a good day that I had time off to spend with him. So just evening when I got back, I was out there about 11. Actually, I was as lucky as a cut cat. I stopped off outside Galway on the way to a Centra shop. I got strawberries and ice cream and an apple tart and fresh cream to bring to the house. I landed at his house, no phone. Look around the car and I said, geez, where's the phone? He said, I'll ring it. He rang it and a lady answered. When I came out, the strawberries slipped up where I had them cradled up, and I left the phone on top of the car. Drove off, and about half a mile outside the town, going up a hill, phone came off, and the woman behind apparently seen it, and she had to stop a couple of cars, otherwise they'd have drove across it, and she dropped it back to the shop that I was after doing the shopping in. So I was awful lucky that because everything would be on the phone, and 3 or 4 cars as well stuck in to the side of it. So, oh Jesus, the things that can happen. So I was fierce lucky. Fierce lucky I was watching there when I came in as well. I done a treble today. I done Leitrim at 6 to 5, Tyrone on the 20s at 4 to 6, and Leash at 4 to 7. Just for an interest, €20 treble. I seen there that Wicklow hit the post. They should have got an equaliser, and Leitrim only got a winner in the last minute as well. The easiest win of the day was probably the under 20 team of Tyrone. They're a great side. They were 10 to 11 at the start of the week, heavily punted to beat Kerry. I put up a couple there this morning. First one I wrote down yesterday was Aesop's Fables. And then I thought this morning there was a lot of money for the bottom weight Jack Davison's horse, so I left it alone. I should have changed it rather than going with the reverse forecast, which I did. One of them finished second all right, but the wrong horse won. The big Bard, he ran a bad race. Give Me the Meat Boys was nutted by a horse that drifted from 4 to 7 to 2 to 1, and there was money 3 into whatever price went off. Give Me the Meat Boys was second. Then we got a place in the other one. when one were get up. When one winner yesterday, unlucky is Sharian, I thought. And the winner was 50s into 22s audience. We backed that once last year. I think it was second the time we backed it. Adair Devon ran third. There was a couple of other horses that we backed before has won over the weekend. That Hala End won yesterday. Educator ran terrible, and that Godwinson ran terrible. A couple for tomorrow. I'm dropping the people off in the morning. They're staying in Clontarf Castle tomorrow night. So I'll probably do like I did last week, drop them off and head back to Racing Roscommon. I might get a couple on the way home, depending on what they're doing. I've one picked out for Roscommon. But there's Redcar the 4 o'clock tomorrow is a class 4, 3 yards short of a mile. There's a horse there for Saeed bin Sarour, fierce well bred. And even though it's by Nathaniel, who loved cut in the ground himself, on soft ground the last day in Bath, when it went off 13-8 favourite. I don't think it liked it at all, as we'll be able to see here. Make up your own minds what it looks to have more under the bonnet than it showed here in this race. It's in the boys in blue colours.
Mountain is under a drive now from Roscommon. He is picking up, but not that quickly. Worryingly for favourite backers. They're racing inside the final furlong and a half as they come up the hill here. Lakota Brave hanging tough together with Law Supreme as they approach the final furlong. Law Supreme in front from Lakota Brave, and then Arctic Mountain staying on behind them in third place. They're coming up towards the line here, and Josie Gordon in front here on Law Supreme goes on to Credit Surprise. Lakota Brave in second, and then came...
He done hard looking about him there coming up the stretch. So hopefully back on a firmer surface tomorrow, because he ran well in Chelmsford twice, and that'd be good firm ground. Maybe a step up. I thought the last year that a step up to 10 furlongs might suit him better, but we'll give him a shot tomorrow. He's an each way play at 11, 2 and 5s with a lot of the bookies. An each way bet. An each way bet as well in Roscommon tomorrow night is a horse that I watched running last week called On Our Radar. He's an 8 to 1 poke. An each way bet. 13 to 2 there with Betfred. But the ground didn't suit at all last week for a horse that had ran well in Dundalk. It actually had won in Dundalk last July, the 12th of July. The last day, it wasn't off the yard. This is him here on the right-hand side as we pick it up. Hands and heels.
Out racing inside the final 2 furlongs, and it's Vicky Wall and James Ryan continuing nicely clear of Golden Days, and Ronan Whelan trying to bridge the gap, being followed then by F Bay and Shane Foley, and then comes Super Cobb and Joey Sheridan, but it's Vicky Wall, the one they've got to go and peg back here from Golden Days. F Bay, Super Cobb, not for a long time, all fighting out for minor money. There's no catching Vicky Wall, the 11. It's Vicky Wall making all by 5 from F Bay, best of the rest, and the Super Cobb and Golden Days in reckless quality.
Back on sounder surface, handbrake released. I'd like to see a bit of money for it tomorrow. The winner of that, Vicky Vale, or of last week's rake, Vicky Wall. She used to be a footballer. She used to play for Monaghan. It's up £10 for that, I think. Or £9. Well, let's check the prices. $13 to 2, which was 8 to 1 earlier. Paying 4 places. Each way bet. One at Windsor to round off tomorrow. Good to firm ground should suit many a star for the Osbornes. This went off 11 to 4 favourite, the one that raced at Baldemero. He finally won a race we weren't on him. We had backed him a couple of times before, but his heavy ground did not like it at all. Had won in Southall and in Kimpton. Had ran in Medan as well in the spring. I think there's a race in this. The danger would be the Thames Boatman, the 4-year-old, Richard Hughes' horse. The man is the star. Many a star. 3-1. That's it. I'll get this into the oven. It's almost 11 o'clock. Bash the bookies over and out.